Hey everybody, Coach Brandon here. In the last few videos, we've been talking about some important concepts related to guard retention, such as offensive and defensive cycles, framing, denying chest exposure, and denying head exposure. So these are some good fundamental rules to follow to help you guys retain your guard against any of the number of guard passes out there. Now, in our curriculum, we're going to look at how to stop some of the strongest guard passes out there. Okay, we have 7 different guard passes that we think are stronger than the rest, and I'm going to show you guys different ways to defend each one of those guard passes as we work our way through the guard retention curriculum. We're going to start off by looking at one of the most fundamental guard passes in all of Jiu-Jitsu. You probably learned it in one of your first days in Jiu-Jitsu class, the double under pass, or the stack pass. Here's what it looks like. So here, Sammy's on her back. So for the double stack pass or the double under pass, like the name implies, both my arms go under her legs. Okay, hence the name double under. I'm going to take my arms underneath her legs, down by the hips here. Now, I need to get one of her legs up to my shoulders, or ideally both. So I get here, I'm going to take one of my hands across the center. That's going to pull the leg up to my shoulder here. Some people like to connect their hands and get both legs on the shoulders. This is fine. And some people like to just come across with one hand and grab somewhere on the far lapel, on the cross lapel to anchor it. Now from here, I start to use my shoulder to drive her knee up toward her head and shoulders. For legs down, like so, I won't be able to get a very good stack. So a key, vital piece to the double under stack pass is to get the leg up on the shoulder. So I go across her body, leg comes to my shoulder. Now that the leg is on the shoulder, I'm going to be able to drive into her. This is going to allow me to sort of drive and lift her hips off the mat as I come around. And I'm able to solidify my guard pass here. One more time. So the first guard pass that we're going to be learning how to defend, we have a number of ways to defend it, is going to be the double under pass. Both hands underneath, arm across the center, or arms connected. Shoulder pressures in. Again, the leg has to be up on the shoulder for this. If the leg is down at the elbow, the stack won't work. I need that leg up on my shoulder. I drive, lifting the hips. And I sprawl through to get the pass. So we're going to look at a number of ways throughout this week of how to defend that pass. The first one we're going to start with is just simple leg pummeling. We know that she needs her arms underneath of our legs to make this happen. So I'm just going to pummel my legs underneath of her arms. So understand that from the guard here, all of my attacks come where my legs are under her arms, okay? Arm bars. See how? Triangles involve at least one of my legs under the arms, okay? Kimuras. Okay, all the highest percentage submissions involve legs under the arms. The double underpass takes away all my offense. When Sammy pummels her arms underneath my legs in preparation for the stack pass, there are no arm bars, there are no triangles, there are no kimuras. There are some lower percentage submissions here, lower percentage attacks, but they're really not worth a lot of your time investing, or investing a lot of your time to make them happen, because they're relatively low percentage. You don't see them a lot at the higher levels. So, I want my legs under her arms, where I can attack. She wants her arms under my legs where I can't really attack and where she can pass. So all we're going to do is a simple leg pummeling exercise, or leg pummeling as a way to defend this. when I see Sammy reach for underneath my legs, I pummel my legs back to the inside. Let's just do one arm at a time for now. So if she's going to pummel this arm here underneath my leg, stop right here. If I just stay here and do nothing with this leg, she's going to come through and she's going to be able to get this up on her shoulder. So when I see her go to reach under my leg, I want to pull my knee to my chest so I can simply pummel my arm back in. Or I'm sorry, my leg back into her arm. So again, she goes to underneath, and I just pummel my leg around her arm. Now, obviously they're going to be going with multiple arms, so what'll happen, from here your partner will go in, and I just have to pummel my legs, 1, 2, over the arms. She goes for the double under again, 1, 2. Okay, that's a really early defense. Very easy, very simple. Now, what happens if she starts to get a little bit deeper? What if she gets underneath and now she starts to close the distance and her hands are starting to come across my center line? Like so. Okay? Go back. So what I'm going to do in this situation, when I see that she gets underneath and I'm not able to get my legs pummeled in time, I'm going to take my hands right down here in my hips. I just open my hand like this, right near my hip, and I know that she's going to go to bring her arm across my center line. So as soon as she does, I block. Okay? Now from here, she tries to get the legs up to the shoulders. I'm going to splay my knees open. Remember, she needs a leg up on her shoulder so that she can pressure in and stack me. If my leg is down her elbow and she tries to do the same thing, it just doesn't have that same effect. So, she pummels in. I block the wrists right here. Straighten my arms, my hands open up on both sides, and I block both wrists. So now when she tries to get my legs up to her shoulders, she can't, and I can start to pummel my legs inside, and I can start to go into an offensive cycle. Sometimes what will happen is she goes to reach underneath, I block, and now she'll grab my pants, and she'll try to throw my hips up. Yes, exactly. So go back. So I block, she grabs. When I see her start to posture up, that's going to be the good opportunity for me to pummel my legs back inside. And now I get back with my legs in between my chest and her chest, denying chest exposure. And I go into 4 points of connection and into an offensive cycle. So one more time, she reaches underneath, I block, I wait for the head to come up, I pummel my legs back to the inside, and then I establish 4 points of connection, and I go back into an offensive cycle. So those 2 leg pummeling methods, either without a hand block if I can get it early enough, perfect, or if I'm a little late, I have to block the wrists here, she postures up and I can come in. Alternatively, if you can't get the wrists, let's say she gets grips and I can't get my hands in between, I can also grab the cuffs and use the heel of my hand to push into the gi. Now she tries to bring her arm across, and I say, no, bring the arm across, yep. She can't do it, and this is going to give me an opportunity to pummel my legs back in, create 4 points of connection, and go back on the attack. So very simple concept. As our opponent tries to scoop underneath of our leg, we just pummel our leg back over their arm. We get our leg back underneath of their arm into a good attacking position, and the threat is minimized and we're back into a good position. Thanks, guys.